Hi, everyone. Welcome to Hospitality Today Live. I'm Deborah Gardner, back again as your host. And we have been doing this for a year now, and it is just getting better and better. And today, you're not going to even want to leave or turn away because, yes, like I said, it's getting better and better because I have the Alleanza ladies. I want to say this right. Alleanza ladies here with me today, which are longtime hospitality friends of mine. And I'm so excited for each and every one of you to really hear what these ladies have to say. Very experienced. I mean, they've got like 70 plus experience in the industry, a proven track record that just, they always create memorable and impactful meetings event no matter where they go. And now today, you're going to find out exactly where they are. And I am talking about Mary Burns and Maria Malana. I'm going to get her name right sooner or later. Now, Maria is in New York and Mary is in Paris today. So they have a lot to share with you, and I cannot wait for you to meet them. So jump on the chat box, ask some questions, comments, because you're not going to want to miss this episode. We'll be right back. And teambuilding at pickles.com. Well, as I promised, we've got the, I'm going to say it again, Alleanza here. Yay! Welcome.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Well, again, we've got Mary in Paris, usually from the NorCal area. And then we've got Maria in New York, clear across country from us here in Arizona. So I think we've got the world perspective covered here right now. But it is so delightful to have you ladies here with us today, because this is something that you're going to share today that many hospitality professionals have been wanting to do, and you did it. So please, let's start with, as co-founders and managing partners, tell us a little bit about your company and what was the catalyst for your startup company to happen during uncertain times. We'll start with you, Mary.
Well, hello, everybody. As Deborah said, I am joining you live from Paris, just doing a little work and pleasure together. So Maria and Leanne and myself, we have known each other for a long time, and Leanne's watching us online. Hi, Leanne. We have worked with each other for over 20 years each. That 70 years is a little bit scary, but consistent people. So, and with COVID, Leanne and I both got furloughed, and Maria had already made the leap to become an independent contractor. And we were just chatting about what a weird time it was in our industry with all these individuals with senior level experience, have been around for such a long time, really have done amazing things in the industry. And what a unique place it was to have all of this talent kind of available in the atmosphere. And so we decided to start our own gig, and we launched Alleanza, which is an Italian word meaning an alliance. And so we are in an alliance with our collective, which is comprised of independent contractors, really seasoned independent contractors in the industry, and then all of our peers and suppliers and agencies. So we work collectively as that way.
Wow, that is really, really interesting because I love the name, first of all, and what it actually stands for. And when you are talking about the fact that you were just sitting around chit-chatting, which I think a lot of us were doing because it's like, what the hell are we going to do now? Because everything is closed. Everybody's, losing their jobs left and right. And you all were just chit-chatting among each other. And what a brilliant move, because all three of you have such extensive backgrounds, and yet at the same time, putting it all together had to been like an aha moment, right, Maria?
Yes, it was. It should have been done much sooner. I don't know why it took us this long to do it, but sometimes that push that we needed perhaps was, an unfortunate situation where, we actually were able to bring something positive out of it. But for sure, I mean, we were thinking about the future, our futures, and also our colleagues. We were like a family over the years. We've grown and worked with each other. So we knew the level of expertise that was out there, and also wanted to give them an opportunity to try something different as we were trying something different. Everybody, a lot of us were in the corporate environment or in associations and different roles. And we never really had the opportunity to work independently and to make our own schedules and to look at doing this job as it is in a different light. And I think, having this experience, really brought this forward that it can be done in a freelance or an independent contractor type of process. So it's been really fabulous to reconnect with some of these people as well.
Oh, absolutely. And I know, Maria, you and I just recently met, but Mary and Leanne, I have actually had the honor to work with when I was in the hotel side and they were on the meeting planning side. And so we go way, way back. And yet back then, if Mary, I don't know if you remember this or not, I think it was like 1996 when I came to San Francisco Bay Area. Right about then is when the independent contractors and independent meeting professionals commissions were cut. I mean, it was like slash, done deal, out of here. We're not working with you anymore. But now, don't you see this like coming back around to where, hey, independent contractors are going to actually be needed more than ever, right, Mary?
Oh, definitely. It's amazing because, growing up in that time that you were talking about when all that got slashed, I think it created a lot of fear for us as professionals, that we had to be in a corporate environment or be in a company because there was a lot of fear that you couldn't do it without. And I think, like Maria said, this was a long time coming. And I think part of the reason that we waited so long is because we were afraid, like, how do you do it and be successful on your own as an independent consultant? So but now, boy, the time is so ripe, because now it's kind of the reverse. A lot of big corporations and companies are nervous to hire back full-time employees because who knows, right? We thought we were doing good, and then we got the Delta variant, and you don't know what's going to happen and what's going to be the next thing around the corner. And so I think there's a lot of hesitation to hire full-time employees back. And so it creates this really nice opportunity to try your hand at being an independent consultant. And then for clients as well, they can still get really experienced, seasoned help, and they don't have to take on the responsibility of a full-time employee and all the benefits packages and all that kind of stuff. So, a client can get help that can just step in, knows what's going on. They don't have to teach them anything. And there's not that long-term commitment. There's still a place for larger agencies and full-time jobs. But right now, there's a lot of opportunity for independent consultants. And it was kind of a perfect place for us to say, okay, that's it. We're launching.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, because I think the fear factor that a lot of people had during these difficult times is like, what am I going to do that's a need? And although Alleanza wasn't probably a need, 6 months ago, but then 3 months ago you launched this, and now it's like it's really going to make a difference for a lot of companies and organizations out there. Like you said, they don't want to hire the full-time employees back, so why not outsource to an independent contractor? And yet at the same time, I think we need to share with them, what does today's independent contractor look like, and how can all of you, as you're going to be growing at Alleanza, how are you going to assist so that they have the trust and the opportunity to work with you? I mean, your experience is there, and you all ladies, you're brilliant, you know what to do, but how do we get that trust to utilize you, and what makes Alleanza stand out for against anybody else? This is going to be a lot of competition out there. Maria, maybe?
Hi. Yeah. Well, I think the advantage that we have is that, as Mary referenced, the people that we invited, or all our colleagues of the collective, is made up of highly skilled professionals. They have the experience, and we vetted everyone. We didn't just invite anyone to join us. So it is the group that is part of our team. They are, as I said, very seasoned, and the trust factor is there. We only work with people that we know that we've worked with in the past, and we've seen them. I mean, what this industry is like. There's changes. There's, you have to pivot. You have to, move quickly and think on your feet. And every one of these people that are part of our collective have proven themselves year over year, program after program. So they certainly have worked magic for events, so we know that they can be trusted, and we would provide that level of service.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So I think, like you said, the trust, the dynamics of the team, the experience, being very seasoned is important. That's what they're going, companies and organizations are going to be looking for in order to replace those, full-time in particular. But I'm just in awe that it has come back around to be such a need for independent contractors. And we've got a lot of young people coming into the industry. Is there something, Mary, that you feel would be appealing to the younger generation when they're looking for something to do in the hospitality industry, and why they should choose being an independent contractor?
Yeah, I think being an independent contractor could be super appealing to a younger generation, because there isn't, when you look at millennials and the new people to the workforce, they don't have the same philosophy of, we want to join this company and be here forever and rack up all our years and, get our retirement package. They're fully happy to jump around and just try something out. And if this is not working for me, I'm going to quick change and go here. And so being an independent contractor really allows you the opportunity to just get in there and try different clients, different events, and different shoes, different, you may be a coordinator in this one. You may want to just do sourcing on that one. You may want to be a TD and go on site on this one. So it helps, especially for the younger people, really get a feel for what hospitality, and especially on the meeting planning side, looks like. Whereas if you got a job with a company, you're going to have to start out at the bottom rung and, move your way up as if there's actually any openings available for you to grow with. But as an independent contractor, you really can just kind of go in and try for any job. And, the field of independent contractor is kind of like, it's a funny way to think of it, but like Instacart. You can go to the grocery store, but you do Instacart, or you can do Uber and have somebody come drive for you versus a taxi, or you can do Upwork if you're looking for just a one-off job, so it's time for our industry to kind of go in that direction more. And so that, again, that's another reason why we started. And, I just want to add what Maria was saying with the people we invited to our collective. They're the people we've seen just perform miracles and magic throughout the years. And we also have partner suppliers as well. Same thing. So if someone comes to us and says, we really need an MC or a speaker, we're going to be like, hey, we got Deborah. You want to talk to Deborah? So we only recommend people that we actually have that experience with as well. So we're really kind of a niche. We're looking, we have a niche audience who's looking for, tried and true individuals. But there's lots of opportunities out there. There are different sites where, as even somebody new without a lot of experience, you can list yourself, and bid on jobs. There's a lot of that opportunity that exists out there.
Oh, that's interesting. That's very good to know. And then, of course, are there like a main service that you like to do, or each and every one of you have a specialty on, and anybody coming in will have a specialty on? And I think you were talking earlier about an a la carte service. Can you kind of give us a lay of the landscape there of your services?
Sure. Well, everybody has a wide berth of knowledge. So we're not locked into just doing one thing. We do, the full service is definitely, the most utilized. But the a la carte that we are bringing forward is we want to be able to allow people to just utilize someone. Say if you have a program and you have a full staff, but someone is out on leave, or you just need to fill a gap within your program, you need somebody, say, for ground transportation. That's what the a la carte menu does. We can, you can place somebody in that role and just for that program, so that you have, filling the gaps that you need for that time period. Then say if someone does go out on sabbatical, we could do, there's like long-term or short-term type of a la carte work as well. So, from the, full-blown programs where you do everything, I think a lot of companies already are offering that service. The a la carte comes in a little different, and that's where we can go to our specialized independent contractors. We might have people who are, much well-versed in registration or housing, and you need that type of strength. So, the a la carte really allows us to be able to fill those needs.
And I think,
wonderful.
Deborah, just to tack onto that, I think too that, as an independent contractor, there may be a certain thing that you really love to do. Maybe you just love the production end of the house and you just want to do production. It's hard to just go find a job that is going to allow you just to do that. This way you can have, like Maria said, this very specialized skill. And then when clients are looking for someone, they just need somebody to handle the production, or they have another person on the team that they need. It allows the clients and the independent contractors the best situation. Client has a specific hole, independent contractor has specific skill set for that. So it really is kind of a missing link to me in the industry. And it's exciting to be able to provide that. But I think it gives flexibility, which is key right now. We got to be able to pivot and be flexible. And this gives flexibility to everybody. And it's funny because we were talking, Leanne, Maria, and I, about, when you're in the industry for a long time, you learn how to do stuff that wouldn't fit like a normal job description. And so we keep getting asked for sort of this, we're calling it, I forget what we're calling it, Maria.
It's non-traditional services.
Oh, okay.
So for instance, we had a client who said, we spent all this money on trade shows. We want you to come in and take a look at all the trade shows we're buying sponsorship to, and help us recommend what shows should we be attending. And on top of that, we want you to help design our booth and then manage, from registration of the show, getting all the marketing staff going, working with the general services provider, all that kind of stuff. That's not really a traditional, job description per se in the meeting planning industry, but we've done it. We have that experience, so we're able to help them out. So it's kind of fun to grow with that and say, oh, we need a whole new category, because clients have very specific needs and they don't need to hire a person just for that. They don't have the need all year long. They just need kind of a targeted person to go in and help them out with that and move on. So it's really fun and exciting in that way too.
It is. And that's what our industry is all about, I believe, is getting your hands into a little of everything. And I believe that is really what independent contractors are able to do. And Lisa Raymond, who's on today, even says it. She says, for those looking for work in the hospitality industry, it is no longer a stigma to have a short time in a position. And it's really not. I mean, there's a lot that we can do and we need to do in order to service our clients as well. And yet at the same time, I look at, I know independent contractors have been looked at like a hybrid event, where the virtual audience is like an afterthought. And I think independent contractors have been an afterthought for so long.
For sure.
But yeah. And I think now's the time where I think, again, companies and organizations need to embrace independent contractors. So is there anything that you both, I'd love to hear from both of you, would like to say to companies and organizations on how they need to approach this, or how they can work with independent contractors to ease the workload that they have no clue what the logistics can be like, but when they get into it, it's like, oh my gosh. Mm-hmm. So is there any advice, suggestions you have for them? Let's start with Mary.
Oh, I was going to say, Maria, she has her little cheat sheet.
Oh, okay, go for it.
Well, that's too funny.
Nothing wrong with that. Things changing every day. I got my cheat sheets here.
Yes. Well, there's so many different things that as an independent contractor that we can offer to companies, and I think they need to look at it as a way to move forward. Who knows what the future is going to bring as we move forward in this crazy time. But right now, we can be there as an independent contractor hiring one. There are obviously, cost-saving benefits to that for them. Also being able to just fill that need at this time without having to, hire a full-time person and then be, in 6 months later go, oh my goodness, we really don't need this, or, to put somebody on your payroll that you may not need, for that long period of time. It's definitely a way to look at also, looking at the variety of people you get. You hire someone and maybe they have a specific skill set and they're very good at it, but hiring independent contractors, as we talked about earlier, you can really focus on a specific need that you need for that particular time. So I think, that's definitely something that they need to be looking at as they look at independent contractors. It's not, how it used to be, as you said, where you just said, okay, you come in and you help people get on a bus. It's not like that. You need to have people that are going to be able to work with you on an executive level to be able to support you. And you'll get that with a lot of these independent contractors that are out there now.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And I think this is perfect timing for you to launch your new company. And any company and organization would be so lucky, literally so lucky to work with you, because I personally have experienced it firsthand as a supplier. And yet I mean, the service level and the experience and the trust, again, I think those are three very important things. You ladies have that nailed. And I'm just so proud of what you have done instead of sitting there on the couch, eating bonbons, watching Netflix like the rest of the world.
For a little bit. We may be guilty of that somewhat.
I think I've been through a lot of movies, that's for sure, no doubt. Well, I guess, just to kind of relook at this, because I know launching a startup is a lot of work. Is there anything that the two of you, looking back, learned, or maybe there was some kind of mistake you're like, oh, I'll never go there again, or what was it that you really ultimately learned during these difficult times? Now I'm going to start with you, Mary.
That's okay. That's great. So, I'm so proud of Maria and Leanne. And the moment we decided we're going to pull the trigger on this, we all just jumped in. We created our project plan. We reached out to mentors in the industry. We really selected people who had started their own business 10 plus years, people who'd started their business 5 plus years. We worked the phones and got a ton of advice from people, asked them, what do you wish you didn't do, so that we could try to avoid it. And so we really brought our organizational expertise. And, Maria comes from operations management. I was a team leader. So we brought that to right from the get-go, and we said, this is our job. And we worked it full time. We went out there. We said, okay, this is where we have holes, and we sought guidance in those areas. And our supplier peers who are mentors were exquisitely generous with their time and their recommendations. So I feel like I'm super proud of what we've done. We hit the ground running and we haven't looked back. And I don't have anything where I look back and say, oh, I wish we would have done this. And the reason is because of the generosity of the people we've known in this industry for so long, who were so supportive and so willing to share best practices and stuff with us. It's been great. And I have to give a special shout out to my husband, because he did our logo and so I feel like, we got
we had a little inside help.
We really begged and borrowed to help fill all the goals. So I'm just super proud of where we've come from the short time that we've launched. And that's what I would say to anyone looking to launch their own gig. Like, talk to the people who've already done it. They can tell you, don't waste your time here. Make sure you focus here. I mean, seriously, the support, our industry is so amazing. Yeah. Everybody just takes care of each other and so generous with their expertise. It's been beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. That's great. What about you, Maria?
I have to echo everything Mary said. It was amazing how generous and how responsive and how positive people were when we began this. We were tentative. We were a little nervous. We hadn't done it before, but with their help and support, it was truly, the experience couldn't have been better. The only thing that I would say that, as a negative is, I wish we would have done this sooner. I don't know why we waited so long. So that would be my only regret. We should have done it much sooner.
Well, and that's a very good point, because I think all of us were saying that to where we are today. But what happened, I think, the pandemic, I don't know about you all, but I thought, oh, this is just going to, be for a couple weeks. Right. And here we are a year and a half later. It's like, oh, if I only had a crystal ball, right. I know, how, and we're planners. So we're used to planning, but instead we were hanging on, thinking that this whole thing was going to blow over, and it just didn't. And this is not our first rodeo, but this one was a different animal. This one was a beast for sure.
Interesting about that is because we are planners. We're in a planning industry. We like to plan. We like to know.
Right.
With the pandemic, I think, and this is something that I think, at least, I'm of the older generation, is a good thing for me to learn. And I feel like the younger generation is so good at that, is the YOLO. You only live once. So it's like, okay, you know what? I got this chance to go to Paris. Heck yeah, I'm going to Paris.
Right.
I got this chance to start my own company. And it's like, that was scary. I mean, I was in corporate America for close to 20 years. It's scary to step away from that. But,
sure.
I got the push that I needed, and I needed the push, sadly. But you know what? I seized the push. And you know what? You only live once. So let's do this.
Yeah. And I think
We'll
that's
all be in Paris having this call together.
right. Well, and I think that's a very good point because the younger generation does do a really good job at that. They don't worry about the salary paycheck. They want to do what they want to do. And if you're living once, like you said, let's live it. But yet it's never too late. So congratulations for starting such a great company that is going to be a big, huge need. I know you have a deep database from years and years and years. And like you said, Mary, the relationships in this industry have just been phenomenal and really helps when we've got the people to support us and to help us along the way, because it's only going to benefit everybody in the industry. We're one of the largest, in the world. We're larger than the automobile industry. We're larger than retail and pharmaceutical companies. I think the only larger industry is the government than us. And so it's really important that we do have each other's back and that we do support each other to get back and running again, because apparently it's been well known that the world cannot do with what we do. So this is really, really special to have you both on today's show as co-founders and managing partners, and along with Leanne and your entire team. It's just going to be phenomenal for all of you, and so glad you started this. So we want to thank you for definitely being here, and we want people to contact you as well. And I believe we've got at least your email and your website, which we need to take a look at that proud logo. And any other way that people can contact you both?
Yep. We also have a page on LinkedIn, and we have an Instagram page that's just getting started. And I just want to say, I know we're just wrapping up, Deborah, but I just want to say to you that I forgot, we are so proud to be a women-owned business, and we love what you are doing. We're so excited for next week for the women in hospitality. It's about time. And we are excited to be a part of this, and cannot wait for next week to watch. So.
Oh, thank you. We'll definitely mention more of that for sure. Well, thank you, ladies. Love you dearly. So proud of you. Gosh, and we'll have to have you back again to get a recap of what's going on. But stay in touch. And again, anybody, the viewers out there, by all means, take a look and see what these Alleanza women are doing. Alleanza. I love it.
Thank you
thank you so much for being on the show. And oh yeah, you've got a cocktail ready to go in Paris. I don't blame you. Thank you so much, ladies.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, there you go. We definitely are really excited about having this episode to share with you today. The Alleanza ladies. We're talking about Mary Burns and we're talking about Mallia. I just love these ladies, and Leanne Smith, who is nearby. But boy, what a team they have! And again, trustworthy, seasonal, and experience. You can't beat that. So independent contracting is here, and it is only going to get stronger. So anyone that's interested in joining this team or getting into the independent contracting version of the hospitality industry, please take a look at it, because it is stronger than ever, and it's going to be a huge, huge need. So there you go, the co-founders and managing partners of Alleanza that was with us today. And we hope that you actually enjoyed today's episode, because the recording version will be available for you to review or even to share with those that you feel would love to see this episode. And if you want to continue this conversation or even share your ideas or thoughts, please contact the HTL team here at hello@hospitalitytodaylive.com. And we want to thank our sponsor, Pickles, a fun interactive drawing tool designed for groups, collaborations, ice breaking, and team building at pickles.com. And as Mary had mentioned, we are so excited for the big announcement of the first ever, and we're talking about the first ever International Hospitality Women's Day, scheduled for next Thursday, September 23rd, right here on HTL. from 8 a.m. till 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. You are not going to want to miss all the women that we have from around the world celebrating Women's Day in the hospitality industry. And we're talking to women about all kinds of different topics: family balance, leadership, stress, all kinds of different topics. And we're talking to women from Singapore, India, Mexico, Canada, Australia, and several more. So don't miss that right here on HTL. And you can also take a look at our social media platforms that have all kinds of announcements around it. So we're excited about that. Now, you're probably wondering what is going to be happening for next week. Our next guest happens to be Dex Kalner. He is from the United Kingdom. He is with the Experimental Marketing Measurement Coalition. And we're talking about how to impact your meetings and events. Well, it's all about ROI, right? It's all about measuring data, statistics, and anything that's important to you for your meetings and events. He is going to discuss how event and meeting planners measure and report their findings and the importance of measurement in challenging times, and how he can actually help in order to make sure you have a successful meeting and event. So there you go. That was a lot to embrace today, and we're so glad you were here with us. So I'm Deborah Gardner, your host here at Hospitality Today Live. And just remember, if you're thinking about it, we're talking about it right here on HTL. Everyone, have a great week.